Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for meeting with me today. I understand that therapy can be scary at first, jumping into an unfamiliar setting with someone new to you, but I really hope that this process can be helpful for you and that we can work together to address the issues that have been causing you this discomfort that you mentioned in your intake packet. I also really appreciate you taking the time to fill that out because I know all those papers can seem like a lot. Before we get started, I wanted to take a few minutes to go over informed consent just to make sure we are both on the same page going forward. This is a pretty important part of the process of therapy because the goal is to make sure you understand the services that I can provide, your rights in being a client, and what is to be expected in therapy. My overall goal in this is to create a safe space where you feel supported and informed. As far as my role, I'm currently earning my master's degree from Touro University Worldwide and working as a trainee therapist. I'm completing my practicum time under the supervision of a licensed marriage and family therapist. This means while I'm still technically training, I am being closely monitored and supervised to make sure that each part of this process is done effectively and ethically. My supervisor, Myra, is available for consultation, and if any concerns or questions come up, it's always an option to discuss them together with her for more insight. As a part of my supervision time, some of our sessions may be recorded if you feel comfortable and provide your consent. However, if a time comes that we do want to record a session for educational purposes, we would revisit that together before any decisions are made. As a therapist in training, I provide counseling services that focus on teaching and guiding you in navigating life's challenges, which can include things like stress, relationships, and any other mental health concerns. While we can address a lot here in session, there are some limitations to my scope of practice in being a therapist in training. For example, I cannot and do not prescribe medication. And if a situation does fall outside of my area of training, I would pursue finding a referral to another provider who would be more equipped to meet your needs if necessary. Moving on to potential risks and benefits of therapy, the process can be a powerful and positive experience, but I also want to acknowledge that the results may not always be inherently helpful right away. And there is always a chance for other unexpected difficulties to come up. Some of the potential benefits include gaining a deeper understanding of your own thoughts and behaviors, being able to develop effective coping skills, improving relationships in your life, and experiencing an overall sense of personal growth. And on the other end of the spectrum, therapy can also bring up some difficult emotions or memories. As in many challenging life experiences, things might feel harder before they get better as we dive into more meaningful issues that come up. If there is ever a time you feel overwhelmed, we can certainly slow things down, maybe change our approach, or discuss other ways that we can support you. So it might be easier for you to think about this as more of a collaborative process between you and I, rather than you telling me what you're struggling with and me just spewing answers at you trying to fix it. So does that all make sense so far? Okay, great. One of the more critical parts of therapy I wanted to touch on is maintaining confidentiality, meaning that what we talk about in session stays between us. However, I just wanted to be very candid in making you aware that there are some expectations where I would be required to break confidentiality, and that would be if you were ever to share that you feel that you were going to harm yourself or someone else, if there is any talk about abuse or neglect to a child, an elder, or a dependent adult, and if I'm court ordered to release my records. So those would be the main three. Outside of these instances, what you share in therapy will remain private. If there ever comes a time when I need to consult with my supervisor about our work together, I will do so without sharing identifying details as much as possible. As far as payments go, since I am a trainee and you have been referred by youth services, my sessions are provided at no cost through the department where I'm training. Also, if you ever need to cancel or reschedule a session, please try to give at least 24 hours notice so that we can plan accordingly and possibly try and accommodate other clients. I know this is a lot of information I've just thrown at you, so before we move forward, do you have any questions or concerns? I just want to make sure you feel comfortable and know that I can clarify anything we just discussed if need be. And if everything sounds good to you, do I have your consent to participate in therapy under these terms? Okay, awesome. I'm really looking forward to working with you, and if at any point any questions come up, please feel free to ask. Therapy can be hard work on the end of the client, so I truly want this to be a process where you feel comfortable and supported so we can help you in the best way possible. So let's get started.